What's up, you guys? It's Steve here with some pretty incredible, shocking news that's just coming out. And you guys, you can't make this stuff up. This is real life. This is not a soap opera, even though it feels like it sometimes. But you guys, we're hearing that the executive orders that have just been issued by the president to wipe out student loan debt, well, it could be flipping here, as it could be getting challenged. The legal authority of all of this is coming back. You guys, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, in order to give you context about what's unfolding here, let's go back to discuss some of the things to bring you to where we're at right now. So as you guys know, the reconciliation bill, originally known as the Build Back Better bill, included in it, Democrats, they wanted to see $6 trillion, $7 trillion, $10 trillion worth of spending. They wanted direct payment assistance to people with stimulus provisions, stimulus checks. Some had called for monthly reoccurring $2,000 checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases, wiping out student loan debt, free childcare, free college tuition, all of which over the course of 2 years of negotiations had been stripped out of the bill. Now, finally, after 2 years almost of negotiations, Senator Joe Manchin and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer assembled the bill, whittled it down to the Inflation Reduction Act, and just passed it. Now, over the course of all of that time, we heard Democrats make the promises that, listen, all the things getting cut out of the bill, fine, whatever. After the reconciliation bill passes, we will bring back those provisions and we're going to get them done. We're going to fight to get these passed. And if we have to do the reconciliation bill without any of them, well, you're going to expect a laundry list of executive actions coming out from the president right after the passage of that bill, the first of which is going to be addressing the student loan debt crisis. We're going to wipe out 50,000, they had said. Turns out they got 10,000, and then we're going to extend out the forgiveness moratorium. Well, you guys, we've seen that come to pass, but now we're hearing reports coming out that the president might not have the legal authority to do this. Now, we had heard them say they confirmed that he did, but now they're using their words against them, as there's information coming out that President Joe Biden had said previously that he couldn't. Pelosi said just last year that he could not. And now we're hearing that this actually might get challenged here very soon. And we will see whether or not they deem it legal. Let's take a look at the headlines coming out, you guys. Now it says Biden lacks the authority for student debt handouts. Pelosi warned last year. Flashback. Nancy Pelosi said the president lacks the authority to forgive student debt. And now Pelosi flip-flops on Biden's student debt forgiveness plan after her initial opposition. Now, you guys, we're going to be seeing, but also we're hearing that this right now that just happened, it's tearing the Democratic Party apart. Take a look. The centrists are now revolting against President Joe Biden's student debt plan. And the very first line of this was, that was fast. They unified to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, but now we're hearing they have just fallen apart once again. And so, you guys, it's making it look more and more like reconciliation in 2023 is going to be extremely difficult. And if they want to get these things done, these provisions, it's going to have to be through more executive actions. But if they get challenged on this and it does not go through, it's going to make it very difficult for other provisions. Now, let's talk about the legality of this just very briefly before we dive into the text. Now, we have seen some of these things happen before through executive action. It's kind of a gray area because, as you know, Congress holds the power of the purse. So issuing new funds requires an act of Congress. And forgiving debt, it's almost like they're giving out $10,000 stimulus checks. Very similar. However, the president does have the legal authority to reallocate, repurpose, redistribute existing sitting funds. So it becomes a question of this $300 billion that's going to be going out through executive order, wiping out $10,000 of student loan debt for borrowers or $20,000 for Pell Grant borrowers. Where is the money coming from? Where is the forgiveness going to be taking place? Because if it is issuing new funds, that could be an issue. That could be a legal issue. However, if it's reallocating existing funds, and we've heard there's $800 billion, and I shared with you yesterday when we heard from the Education Secretary, Miguel Cardona, he said that we need to tap into those sitting funds from the American Rescue Plan. He said that's what we need to do. Now, if that's the case, it could be legal, but without a doubt, this is a gray area that could be challenged in court. And like I said, if it's found that it is not, the president does not have the legal authority to do this, Well, that could be a major kink in the Democrats' plans, and right before midterm elections. Now, we will see, you guys, because we're hearing promises that they're going to be pushing for this. But you guys, I'm going to dive into the details of what they're saying and let you know, because this could be a disaster for the Democrats and for stimulus. But if they're able to pull this off, it could be a major victory. And like we said, there could be a blue wall erected, and Democrats could take massive control of Congress, even more so. Right now, they hold the majority by the smallest of margins, by razor-thin margins, but they could make that even bigger. Now, we will see. I'll keep you up to date, but we've even heard Republicans confess that if things go according to plan for the Democrats, that they're going to take it, because stimulus will win. And stimulus checks was the number one top provision that helped fight poverty and had the most popularity. We're hearing about 80% of the population says they'd still like to see another stimulus check. So we will see. There's a lot building up right now, you guys. Now, I'm going to dive into the latest that's just coming out. This is flipping everything, you guys. So before we dive in, though, also wanted to mention, if you haven't already, add your email at www.reliefroadmap.com. I am assembling right now a comprehensive list of all the stimulus checks. I have over 100 of them. Some new ones popping up. If you're in the state of New Jersey, you're going to want to tune in, because I found a new one that's coming up where you got to apply very quick. And a lot of people think there's just the federal checks. There's not. There's literally, I have over 100 on my list of states, cities, counties sending out stimulus checks right now. I'm going to put it all into one easy to access place, because the information's everywhere. People don't know what's going on. It's very sad, and people are missing out on money all the time that they were supposed to get. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen to my viewing community. So you guys, I am cranking away. The website is almost ready. Thank you for your patience. But if you haven't already and you want access to this, go to www.reliefroadmap.com. The past 2 nights, I have stayed up past midnight working on this website. I've been working on this for a couple months now. I'm going to have it ready for you very soon. So keep an eye out for that. And also, you guys, let's dive into these articles, get you caught up on the latest. But before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the content here on this channel. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, where you can learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming on that channel here very soon. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so link in the description below to this article that just came out. As you guys know that follow me, I cite all my sources, put them on the screen, read right from them, so you know what's the latest. And you can see this one came out just yesterday at the president's executive order announcement. And it says Pelosi flip-flops on Biden's student debt forgiveness plan after initial opposition. Now, the article says, what a difference a year makes. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on Wednesday that she has no problem with President Biden citing the pandemic to cancel hundreds of billions of dollars in federal student loan debt. President Biden's bold action is a strong step in Democrats' fight to expand access to higher education and empower every American to reach fulfillment, Pelosi said in a statement on Wednesday, adding the move will help more working families meet their everyday needs as they continue to recover from the challenges of the pandemic. However, the speaker took a very different tone just 13 months ago, and she said, people think that the president of the United States has the power of debt forgiveness. He does not, she said in July of 2021. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress, she continued, and I don't even like to use the word forgiveness because it implies transgression. It's not forgiveness, just freeing people from those obligations. However, the Biden administration this week insisted that the commander-in-chief does have the power. Now, on Tuesday, Lisa Brown, general counsel of the Department of Education, issued a memo to Education Secretary Miguel Cardona detailing that the department planned to rely on a 2003 law known as the HEROES Act, which gives it broad authority to waive or modify student loan alleviated hardship brought on by national emergency. So they're saying that if we are still in a state of emergency, still in the midst of this pandemic, and it's needed, then they can go ahead and do this. So they're saying that is the loophole that would allow this to be legal by the president. Now, Brown, she posited that under the law, the department could use its authority to address the financial harms caused by the pandemic. So they're having to say that this is an issue because of the pandemic, even though we've heard Miguel Cardano say that they had these issues prior to the pandemic. Now, the department lawyer also revealed that the Biden administration is rescinding its January 2021 memo written by the Trump administration. Officials claim the education department was unable to forgive large amounts of debt, saying that conclusion was incorrect. So they're having to rescind previous statements. Very interesting, you guys. So we're going to be seeing what unfolds here, as they're saying he might not have the legal authority to do this, but they're citing previous laws saying that they have loopholes by which they can make this happen. Now, as I mentioned, this is also tearing the Democratic Party apart. In the past 24 hours, we've been hearing that centrists are not happy. Take a look, you guys. This one came out today. Link in the description below. The centrist revolt. And it says, "That was fast. Democratic moderates and progressives spent a year and a half feuding over the Biden's agenda. The Inflation Reduction Act finally brought them together. But President Joe Biden's long-awaited plan to cancel student loan debt, one of the most contentious issues dividing Democrats, has reignited the intra-party policy wars. Biden's announcement yesterday was an enormous achievement for the left, or progressives that have been pushing for this. Activists turned a once fringed idea into a litmus test for a Democratic president who, until recently, was still voicing hostility to student debt forgiveness in internal White House debates. While they didn't get everything they wanted, the debt relief campaign offers a model to be studied by any progressive reform movement. But they didn't change everyone's mind. Centrists who thought Biden was their ally on this issue feel burned, and in expressing their disappointment, they are reciting several of the same arguments that the president himself had previously expressed. So, as I mentioned, they're having to rescind statements. Last year alone, we had heard Nancy Pelosi come out and outright say he does not have the authority. But now they're citing that 2003 HEROES Act as a way to say that due to a state of emergency, this can be done. But we will see, because like I said, if this gets challenged and it gets overruled, that could be major, you guys. Huge, huge news. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think that they should do this? This is going to be $300 billion of spending. Where it's coming from, though, that could make a huge difference. And we will see, you guys. Also, keep in mind, we've heard a lot of people say that $300 billion, that's how much that first stimulus check of $1,200 was. They could have sent out another stimulus check to everybody in the nation. But if you missed my last video, we're also hearing that one of the major reasons why is because they are trying to target Black women. That demographic, they're saying, could be the winning key element for the Democratic Party in the midterm elections. And they're saying, guess who holds the most student loan debt in the nation? Black women. And they're saying 90% of Black women across the nation voted for President Joe Biden in the elections. And they're saying they want to reaffirm that. They want to confirm with them that they made the right choice by sending out more assistance and help right at these election times, you guys. So let me know your thoughts. That's some of the news coming out being reported. But you guys, I will keep you up to date, because if this gets challenged, it will be massive. It could change everything. I will keep you up to date every step of the way, you guys. But that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. Once again, if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out. If you want to stay up to date, totally free. Why not? What do you got to lose? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And also, as you guys know, I have that comprehensive list at www.reliefroadmap.com that's going to be released here very soon. Add your email to the waitlist today if you haven't already, to get access to every single stimulus check in the nation, you guys. Going to be releasing that, working on it every single day so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.